Okay, I'm a fan of many video games spanning a couple of decades here, from the PS1 iteration, starting off with Metal Gear Solid, going up to PS4 and PC games here. One of those game series that I'm a fan of is Resident Evil. I remember starting off with Resident Evil 4 when I borrowed a copy off of a friend, and I was so enamored with the unlockables in it, the Chicago typewriter, the hand cannon, all those weapons, the unlockables. But I was young and dumb back then. I was like 11, 12 years old, and I didn't know how to get them because back then I just thought, ooh, aim and shoot. So my friend, he gave me a special challenge, a deal. If I beat the game normally one time, he would copy the save data of his brothers, and I would have all the unlockables. Now, thankfully, I righted that wrong to an extent on the PC version. I went through all the mercenary stages, got my hand cannon back, got the Chicago typewriter. The only thing I don't have is the PRL 412. But going off of unlockables in the Resident Evil series, a gaming what if that I always thought about was, to put it plainly, a reward to inject yourself with the T virus. Because I know the T virus is like one of the main, like, baddie viruses in the Resident Evil series. It had so many variations that almost outpaces fucking COVID in terms of the amount of variants there are. T virus, Code Veronica, fucking God knows how many there are. I've lost fucking track of them. The Lost Plagas, which is actually a parasite, not a virus. Going off from there, the mold in Resident Evil 7. Um, what the hell was that stuff called in Resident Evil 5 that was another parasite? The Nuovo? I don't fucking know. I think I just said something else entirely different. But anyway, there's a lot of variants to it. And no doubt there's probably variants that were strictly used to enhance the strength and capabilities of a particular person. Case in point, Resident Evil 5, where you go up against one of the classic baddies, Albert Wesker. And it always made me wonder, or wish for that matter, that that was like a special unlockable for like beating the game on the hardest difficulty level or completing all the challenges. Like, let's just take Resident Evil 2 for example. There's that whole challenge list where you gotta do everything. It'd be nice if there was like a special unlockable where you just unlock a syringe that just says T Virus Extreme or whatever the fuck you want to name it. And basically it's like a cheat mode. But a cheat in the sense that um it just gives you a lot of enhancements, you know? Simple shit like increase in melee damage, swing speed so you can make better use of knives or melee attacks, increase in movement speeds to outrun, you know, certain enemies or bosses, improved healing factors, reduced damage taking, you know, like increase in pain tolerance, to other shit like maybe like special sight, you know, you could see shit through walls, hearing, you know, you could see the collectibles, all that shit. Like, basically take all of the special unlockables from all the Resident Evil games, whether it be the X-ray goggles from Resident Evil 7, to the special healing coins and the boons from Resident Evil 3. Just take all that shit and put it into a fucking syringe. Because these bad guys, they do it. Why doesn't it cross like the hero's mind to kind of just go, huh, maybe I should take advantage of that shit since, you know, every fucking couple of months I'm going up against a new iteration of Umbrella. It'd probably be nice if I had some of those fucking goodies. And I mean, come on, you have to admit, fucking Chris has to be fucking jacked up on some sort of virus if he's able to fucking boulder punch a fucking rock out of a fucking out of his way into a volcano to save his teammate. But yeah, just something like that, and obviously to make it unique to every game, because obviously there's different, you know, viruses and vials. Like, don't make it just strictly the T viruses. So that'd be different things depending on the game. And when I talk about like overpowered abilities, I'm not talking about like massive game breaking like god mode shit. I'm just talking about peak human performance or superhuman soldier levels of shit. So like a 25-30% increase in movement speed, passive health regen that's adequate, uh, melee damage so you do like double, maybe triple the damage with your fist. Just shit that's, a good unlockable for you doing all this shit in a Resident Evil game. And it's just, something you can use if you want to revisit it in the future and enjoy the story, even though it kind of breaks the story because you're like, oh yeah, Leon just injects himself with the fucking virus and lo and behold, he's a super cop, able to fucking put Mr. X in his place. But, I don't know. Just I see that type of shit in various games and movies. Another thing that comes to mind is Iron Man 3. I know I praised it before in like my previous video about a gaming what if, like if Insomniac or some studio makes a good Iron Man game. Like Tony Stark literally figured out how to make Extremis work. The nanotechnology that can give you super strength, speed, agility, breathe fucking fire for fuck's sake, heal your goddamn body. It's like, why didn't he inject himself with that? Like, I can only imagine how fucking Endgame would have went if he would have had Extremis on, because I feel he would have been able to survive the fucking snap. I mean, given it's a lot more impactful, he sacrifices himself and he says his classic line, I am Iron Man. But there's just cases in video games where I just kind of wish, there was that little bit of foresight, like, maybe I should take this particular thing to help boost my power so I don't get my fucking face caved in. But, yeah, I just wanted to share that little detail. I mean, oh, and also, like, another reason why I kind of wish that was a thing, like, the closest that ever really happened to having that type of power was in Resident Evil 7, 8, because, spoilers, for those that don't know, I'm giving you the chance now to just, get away here. The main character, Ethan Winters, which I kind of have a soft spot for, he's infected with the mold. He's technically dead. It's like his subconscious is actually living on some sort of like mold replicant. I don't fucking know. But he basically has like the minor regenerative capabilities. Like that's kind of like why throughout the entire game where like he gets certain limbs cut off or he literally gets his fucking heart ripped out of his chest, beating right in front of him, he just comes back to life, which kind of just makes me hope that he does return in either the DLC or a brand new game. Because I'm sorry, like some people don't like Ethan Winters. I love him. He's like an average Joe. Like after just having like boulder punching Chris and fucking macho tough guy Leon, it's like Ethan Winters is kind of like a breath of fresh air. He's a guy that's in over his head, but as time goes on, he actually becomes a little bit more competent. But he's not competent to the point where, again, he can punch a fucking boulder here. I know I bring it up a lot, but I mean, come on. That boulder punching asshole. But yeah, I mean, if fucking, Ethan can have that type of power, why can't anybody else? I mean, given, again, it's for gameplay balances, but I'm talking about, like a New Game Plus reward. An ultimate reward that you can just go back to using whenever you want. But, yeah, that's just my idea for, like some sort of, like, ultimate gameplay unlockable for Resident Evil. And it doesn't have to apply to Resident Evil, right? It could be fucking anything. That shit can apply to anything. There could be something like that for fucking Assassin's Creed. Like, the Ishu probably have, like, some sort of way to, like, give extreme powers to humans. Case in point, fucking Odyssey. Metal Gear Solid. Snake could have done that with fucking nanomachines. Like, the rabbit hole just fucking goes down and down and down. I mean, given they probably have their reasons to why they don't do it. Because, it can fucking ruin their character, like their moral, not their morality, their morals. But I just wish there was more shit like that in games because obviously it's your choice. You can choose to use that type of game breaking reward. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Manager, clocking out once again. Uh, Usual shebang. Like it, dislike it, comment it, subscribe, give your ideas, whatever. Uh, I'm out.